Have you ever felt stuck? Like completely stuck? Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to break through to the next level in your life? Maybe you've set goals, changed your habits, or pushed yourself harder, but it feels like something's always holding you back for no apparent reason. What if I told you that there's one powerful shift you can make that will completely change that barrier? One thing you can do to transform your life immediately. It's a shift that's often talked about, a shift so simple that it's often overlooked or disregarded. A shift so impactful that you will never be the same once you make it. That shift that I'm talking about is the difference between staying stuck where you are and really achieving your goals and dreams, and ultimately becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Hi, I'm Jim Mathers, entrepreneur, author, and international speaker. My mission is to inspire, educate, and motivate you to live the best life possible. So, let's dive in. Most people want change. They dream about success, happiness, and achieving their goals. Most people have things in life they want to fix and improve, but despite their best efforts, they often struggle to make it out of their current situation. Unfortunately, many people give up or believe they're not good enough to achieve the goals and dreams they want. Why? Because deep down, they don't honestly believe they can change. They want to, they try, but they run into difficulty, risk, and failure, and they accept it and they think, well, I guess this is just who I am. I guess I'm just not good enough. Hey, I wasn't born talented, so I'll probably never be successful. I've always been this way. I can't change now. It's too late to change. I'm too old. Well, let me tell you something. I used to think the exact same way. I grew up in a small town in Michigan, and when I was 15, my father passed away unexpectedly. As the oldest of 5 kids, I took on a lot of responsibility, working alongside my mother to put food on the table and keep our family afloat. Life was not easy, and my mindset was small. I believed that all I could do is work hard, earn a living, keep my head down, because that's just how life is. I didn't believe that I was born for something bigger, or so I thought at the time. But after many years of hard work and running in place, I learned something that changed everything, and it had to do with my mindset. I know, you hear a lot about mindset and improving your mindset, but what I learned goes beyond that. Let me explain. Many people have a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset means you believe your abilities, your intelligence, and your talents are set in stone. That there's only so far you can go due to the resources you were born with. A fixed mindset means believing that some people are naturally gifted and others are destined to struggle. It's this fixed mindset that tells you, I guess I'm just not good enough, every time you fail to reach your goal. That fixed mindset makes you give up or push your dreams to the side. Well, let me tell you something. You are good enough. You can achieve your dreams. You do have what it takes. And anything else is simply a lie. And there is one shift you can make to start believing that. But before I tell you about it, let me share a short story. Maybe you've heard of someone called Jim Carrey. Yes, the Jim Carrey. Well, Jim Carrey wasn't born into fame or wealth. His childhood was anything but glamorous. Born in Newmarket, Ontario, in Canada, like me, he was raised in a working class family. His father, Percy, was a musician and accountant, and his mother, Kathleen, stayed home to take care of Jim and his 2 brothers and sisters. Life was relatively stable until his father lost his job, throwing the family into financial hardship. And at just 12 years old, Jim went from being a regular kid to watching his family struggle just to get by. They ended up living in a van, and Jim had to do janitorial work after school to help support his family. At just 12 years old, every day after school, he would clean bathrooms, mop the floors, and do whatever it took to help them ends meet. Life was tough, and for many people in his situation, dreams would have taken a back seat to mere survival. But Jim had something special. He had the unshakable belief that he was destined for more. Despite his hardships, he had a passion for comedy and acting. He would spend hours practicing impressions and comedy routines while working these exhausting jobs. He knew what hardship was, and he wanted to change that for himself and others. He was determined to make people laugh, and he knew deep down that his talent could take him somewhere. He just had to keep going. At 15, he started performing stand-up comedy at local clubs in Toronto. But it didn't quite go as planned. His first few performances were disasters. He was booed off the stage as his jokes didn't land. That should have been enough to make him quit, right? But he didn't. Instead of quitting, he worked harder and he persisted. He studied, practiced, and refined his jokes, developing a unique comedic style. Over time, he started gaining recognition, leading to television opportunities. But he didn't just hope for success, he visualized it. Years before Jim found success, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. He carried that check in his wallet, and he looked at it every day. Year after year, he pushed through the failures. He endured ridicule, faced rejection, and kept going, knowing deep down inside the truth that he was meant for something bigger. His breakthrough finally came when he landed roles in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, one of my favorites, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. His wild, over-the-top comedic style became legendary, and the world couldn't get enough of Jim Carrey. Soon, that imaginary check became a reality. He earned $10 million for his role in Dumb and Dumber. It's easy to look at Jim Carrey today and see only his success, the fame, the fortune, the legendary career. Most people don't know about and don't see the struggles he endured and the hardships he faced along the years of struggle. And the truth is, if it weren't for his mindset, if he hadn't truly believed he was meant for something more, the world might never have met Jim Carrey. If he had given up after his first few comedy shows completely bombed, if he had listened to that little voice in his head telling him, "You're not good enough," or if he'd let his failures convince him he didn't have what it took, he never would have made it. But he did make it because he refused to give up on himself. Jim Carrey's journey proves that circumstances don't define your future. Your mindset does. He had every reason to believe he'd never make it. Financial struggles, rejection, and failures. But he refused to accept that as his fate. He stayed determined, continued despite setbacks, and ultimately, he created his own success. And you can too. So what is the one change you can make to transform your life? If you're feeling stuck, or your goals and dreams seem out of reach, what's the one shift you can make right now that will completely transform your life? The single most powerful shift you can make, the change that can completely redefine how you view and approach your life, is simply this. Shift from a fixed mindset to an I am mindset. The shift means understanding that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. You have incredible potential inside you, waiting to be unleashed. 3, you are not stuck as you are. You can grow, evolve, and improve. And similar to the way Jim Carrey wrote himself a $10 million check, you can believe that you already have what it takes. You can believe that you've already achieved it. The I am mindset is believing that you can learn, adapt, and overcome obstacles, no matter how big or scary they seem. It means seeing challenges, not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to become bigger, better, and more successful than you are today. It means believing that you are truly meant for more. People who believe and adopt this growth-oriented mindset achieve more, bounce back from failure faster, and they develop new skills they once thought were impossible. This is the mindset that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary successes. So how do you make this shift? Changing your mindset doesn't happen overnight, but with small, intentional steps, you can rewire your thinking and change your life. I developed a series of 8 steps that you can do to shift from a fixed mindset to a growth, I am mindset. I've included a link below to an article where I discuss each of these steps in detail. But here is the basic outline of what you need to do. 1, recognize your current mindset. 2, reframe failure as learning. 3, take immediate action, no matter how small. 4, replace the negative influences around you with positive ones. 5, challenge your own comfort zone daily. 6, develop a habit of lifelong learning. 7, celebrate your progress, not just the big wins. 8, adopt the not yet mentality. Now go to my article link below to get the details for each step. Remember, shifting to a growth mindset isn't about instant transformation. It's about daily choices, reinforcing the belief that you can grow, improve, and succeed. The more you apply these steps, the more natural they'll feel, and the more you will believe in yourself. So ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today to start shifting my mindset? And then do it. So what now? Where do you start? Well, here's my challenge to you. Take a moment today to reflect on an area where you've been holding yourself back, and then ask yourself, what's one small action I can take today to challenge my own limits? How can I reframe a past failure into a lesson? Who can I surround myself with that supports my growth? The future is in your hands. The only question is, are you ready to grow? Here's to your success. Now, before you go, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. For more amazing content like this, and to learn about my Millionaires Club, visit my website at jimmathers.com. And remember, life is a journey. It's made to be lived and experienced to the fullest. And most of all, it was made to be fun. Let's make the most of it together. Have a great day.